Hello, everybody. Are you happy? It's Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for coming back. It is Asia on America coming to you once again on Intellectual Radio. We have a special week ahead of us. My name is D Rob, and this is my co host, Miss Asia.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Queen?
I'm good, blessed. How you doing? I know Minister Farrakhan was in the building tonight. I see you, Dapper.
Assalamu alaikum.
So like I'm look at me while look, we vibing.
That's not an insult though,
Straight up, straight up.
because we focusing on Black History today, but we focusing on Black Women History. So is it Women History Month or is it Black Women's History Month?
It's just Women's History Month. And before we even start, I want to go ahead and do a quick little shout out to Wanda. She has a show. He says, she says on Intellectual Radio, and I watch you periodically, and I appreciate the little feedback that you give me. After the show, before the show, and just even having a platform for us women to be in media. That's women history right there. So I just want to give you a quick shout out. Thanks.
Oh, most definitely. We both appreciate her being, our technician, our producer, executive producer,
I don't
somebody who
know.
gives us good advice.
She doing it. I don't know what she doing.
What she's doing, and I appreciate it. So that's what we're discussing. We're discussing Black Women's History.
It's our women's history, and you
Okay.
know that I'm very like me, but it's still just women's history because it's a struggle for all women. I'm very pro black if that's whatever what have you, but it's still a woman's plight, and I'm not no. We ain't gonna get into that, but
Okay. Well, then tell me what it is like. What does women's history mean to you?
I just really feel like it's embracing being a woman. And I posed the question, I do the question of the day on Facebook, and I posed the question to the people, and I asked them why was there so much disrespect upon black women. Even though I said it is Women's History Month, I did just want to focus on that as the question. And a lot of the answers that came back was like crazy, understanding this. And it's not that we want to be equal or have attitudes. It's just hard to be a woman. And now, especially being a black woman, there's so many stipulations on what it is to be a woman, to be natural, to be not natural, to, aspire to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to be whatever type of mother. So it's hard to be a woman and still protect your femininity at the same time.
Okay. And so is it even more pressure being a Black woman? Is that what
Um,
you're saying?
it is. I mean, I can't speak. I'm not another culture, but I could just see the differences, the disparages. Even like when you be watching TV and they talk about white actresses paid over black actresses, it's very prevalent.
Well, I'm still glad that we have a lot of women who paved the way for a lot of other women throughout history. Here and there's history being made now. But I would like to know before we talk about people who are doing things right now, who are some of the women that you appreciate in history?
um, It's funny that you asked that because I had thought of what I wanted to say at the end of the show, and it was in terms of that, but it would be my grandmother's. I just straight to the point. I was blessed to have four. I had my mother's mother, my biological father's mother, my stepfather's mother, and my ex-husband grandmothers. So I was blessed to have four grandmothers. So it was a lot of love, a lot of history, a lot of things passed through there. So those are my history women.
That's cool. I think if I wanted to speak on somebody, now that you mention it, I would have to speak on my mother and my grandmother. I, my mother. I'll start with my mother. My mother has done a lot of different things. She's been a president for the CAPS organization. She has ran the financial department at the Malcolm X College. She has been the property manager and director of over two or three different housing sites in Chicago. So she's done a lot of things while also keeping her personal projects going herself. And then I would say my grandmother, um, in the '70s, she was a librarian, a principal, an assistant principal, and a photographer um, at Ryerson Grammar School, and there's another school I can't remember exactly what school it was, but she's done a lot, throughout history too. And so those are two women that I look for. in history. And we talking about history, and history can cover a large area. It can cover something that uh, affects us globally, but it can also be something domestically. It could be something that's right around the corner that affects the community. And my grandmother, I can definitely say, had an effect on the West Side.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the people who are trailblazing right now. Some women who are making history right now. Do you have any in mind?
I am so mad that you put me on the spot because I didn't study for this test, this pop quiz. I don't I don't really follow popular culture. I really don't know what is going on. I hate to say that on TV. What right? I don't know. I hate to say that, but I really don't. I'm unaware of what's going on.
Well, I think
I'm
we
so
talking about
embarrassed.
history. No, because I think when we talk about history, you don't know history is happening. Half the time, you don't know history is happening until it happens, until
True.
you see the effects of whatever has happened and
But
what
I don't even
side.
know what any women are doing. That's kind of. I know
Okay.
you wrote some notes. Tell
Well, yeah.
me.
Okay. So let me.
I know
I'm
you
gonna
got
start
it.
out with one that I know you will love.
Okay.
Rihanna.
Oh, what's she doing though? Like,
She is now
she.
labeled the richest female musician in the world. Not based on her music, but based on her what is it, Fenty line foundation with the 40 different shades of foundation and stuff like that. So that's history.
Now you know I love Rihanna, but like I don't know, is that really history?
I think uh
Like pertinent into what we need to preserve for the future? Is that really what? That is that really history? And that's not taking nothing from her as a musician and stuff, but like, is that really history though?
I get it. I mean, first of all, I think it's black woman history.
Okay.
And then anytime someone builds a platform, there's money to be made, and sometimes you make money along the way on your platform, and you find your calling during. And I think one part of her calling is this foundation that she sells. I think a lot of black women identify with her, as a person and as, somebody that's beautiful and somebody that makes good music. And so they look to her as being a beautiful person to share a product with them that they all can use. So,
I get that. I definitely see
what
that.
is it? Kendall Jenner, she has a foundation line and
Okay.
she's like super rich off of hers. And I don't know how many women of color can use her product, but I'm pretty sure there, women of color can use Rihanna's product. So
I get your point.
yeah. So another one. Are you familiar with the Allison Felix?
No.
No. Okay. So Allison Felix is one of the most decorated gymnasts in the Olympics. She's as far as, I mean, not gymnast, track and field uh, athletes ever.
When this now
Um,
recently?
she, a culmination of all of her accomplishments has probably stopped at about 2018. But she was a Nike representative, and so in 2018, she had a child and was, ready to compete again. And she, like I said, she was under contract with Nike and went back for renegotiations, and Nike offered her a 70% pay cut of what she was getting.
Oh, I don't
And
know none of this
yeah,
story.
and so um, she went to the New York Times and she exposed it for being uh like a for lack of a better she went to the New York Times and she exposed it for being uh like a for lack of a better word, a maternity, how would you say it, degraded. They degraded her, for being a pregnant athlete.
And see, look, I hate to interject, but that goes back to my post that I made Monday on Facebook. And a lot of men was always just talking about clothes and behavior. That's disrespect too, because as a woman, you're gonna have children that shouldn't impede my growth. I know the limitations of my body. That's not for you to govern how I should operate. And I know that it's for the well-being, things like that. But that's still another sign of disrespect. You can't tell a woman what to do with her body. You know what I'm saying? Like that's her body, good, bad, or indifferent. And I think that, because we are sexual beings and it's easy to objectify us because we do have bodies and stuff, that the lines get convoluted because we are still sexual people. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell a woman what she want to do. And I mean, life is life, but you just cannot tell a woman what she could do with her body. And I think that's a hard fight for women because we want to be seen want to be us and still want to be treated right and have our man and be moms and be wives, and it's like always a constant battle. And to be a black woman is like on top of that, because we are the mothers of the thugs and the robbers and the gang bangers. We the mothers. We bear that burden, so it's definitely hard on black women. Not to say that other nationalities don't, but the stigma that comes attached with being a black man and that burden, people be always like say slavery bad, but always holler mental illness. But you got to understand that those are passed down. You know what I'm saying? Genetics, all that type of stuff that be passed down. It be deeply rooted.
Well, the reason why I said she's making history now is because she now has one of the most effective maternity movements now. So she supports anybody who's having that issue in their workplace.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So another one. You familiar with Lena Waithe?
I don't know nobody. I done feel this ass.
So I think you're a little more familiar with her than you may think. She is the first black woman to win a primetime Emmy, but that was on her show called Master of None. But you're
I
probably
ain't never heard that show
you're
either.
probably familiar with a couple more shows she's done, like The Shy. She's done. She's worked on Girlfriend.
Okay, I know. Do I get like a half a
Dear White
point?
People. Yeah, you get a half a point. Dear White People. You ever heard of that on Netflix?
I think so.
Stuff Black Girls Say is really another S word. Stuff Black Girls Say. So she's done some good work. The Shy got a movie called Queen and Slim that I love.
Okay.
But for a black woman to win, first black woman to win a primetime Emmy, in 20,
Really?
yes.
There's been a lot of black women on primetime shows.
Well, as a screenwriter.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's a good thing, behind the scenes now, as opposed to just being an actor, a leading actor, or, being behind the scenes, being a writer, producer.
Now I do know this little young girl from Off Black is just doing a lot of stuff.
She's yeah.
I don't know
the
her.
movie Little. I know her.
I
She
don't
has
know
a
her
funny
name.
name. But yeah, she did the movie Little. She's producing. Yeah, she's in this story in as well, I think. But her story has got to play out a little bit more. We're gonna see what she did. What about Lizzo?
I mean, I don't like her music, so like I don't like her music. I have to like people music. I'm not no bandwagoner. I don't care what people listen to. I don't like her music. I don't like too much pop. I grew up in MTV. I know that's straight pop. That's a straight manufactured artist. I ain't taking nothing away from her. But like I told you, I do this music stuff. I was a music major. That's a straight manufactured artist. It's pop. I don't like that.
Um, well, she is the most nominated artist at the Grammys in 2020.
That's popular. That's popular music. Music is in a state of depression. We ain't even gonna get that into that conversation.
I'm not dwelling on the music.
But
I'm
that's
talking about the black woman.
yeah. It's a. I think it's better. I don't want to say better, but more. If we gonna talk about decorations and stuff, that goes back to like we was talking about um on the post. What do you like? People letting everybody be included. There's losers, and you shouldn't just everybody should just get an award because. And sometimes I feel like that's how things work in society. Everybody get a reward because, and that's not how life works.
So let's talk a little bit more about this post and what you said about black women being disrespected.
A lot of those conversation was directed towards one women what we wear and how we act. And I kept asking the question like, what is acting thottish? What constitutes acting thottish or not acting like you respect yourself? Because there's a lot of well dressed women who do a lot of perverse things. And there might be some scantily clad women who have a PhD in sociology and you don't even know that, but she's just expressing herself. So who deems what is respectful? And who deems you to decide what I'm doing in my life is disrespectful? You need to speak to me in a certain way. And a lot of men felt a certain way, which I felt was disrespectful.
Hmm. Um, may I ask what you think is disrespectful as a person, as a black woman, or why you feel personally black women are disrespected?
I feel like we are disrespected because it's just a society norm, the way we are depicted. And everybody always, I go back to that, everybody hate about slavery. But when you think about black women, like I know, like I used to watch these documentaries, they have these little mammy jars and blackface and stuff like that. Always portrays us either in a slavery type of role or a prostitutish type of role, you know. And if it is a woman of assertion, it's not an authentic representation of a black woman. But for the most part, we always depict it in a negative way.
I mean, is it just that? Because the black man can say the same thing. I'm the bank robber. I'm the thug in the movie. I'm the killer. I'm in jail. So is it just that?
I think both of these issues are one and the same, and I think that sometimes we just need to focus on one without the other. You know, our plight as a black woman kind of got shuffled in another woman's plight. So we always kind of overshadow, not like understanding the burden of being a black woman. I just said those are you robbers and thugs. Y'all are our children, you know. So that burden of us in the media is always gonna be that we raising savages. I don't care how together we may look. You know, it's always gonna be that backlash. And I know they do that for other cultures, but not as it is stick to us. You know, caricatures, buffoonery, you know, the way that women have to do things to, you know, be appealing to the mass public, you know, that's still like a type of shuck and jab, bait and switch type of move. You know, it's hard.
So, if I hear you correctly, just about in any movement for the black woman is kind of like, okay, there's a black movement, but then the black woman is in the back of that movement. And then there's a woman's movement, but the black woman is in the back of that movement. It's like you always kind of seeing once removed or the forgotten part of it.
I do feel that way, and like I haven't marched in anything, you know, but I try to, you know, stay abreast of history and like to be knowledgeable of things that I speak of. And we do have our own moves, but when we do it, we're labeled as feminists. And I don't think a lot of black strong women are feminists. We along with our black men. You know, a lot of feminists feel like we want this, we want, you know, we a lot of strong black women don't feel that way. So we always get kind of we have to be pigeonholing. No black woman is the same.
Greed.
So there's no way that you can pigeonhole us. There's no I'm not the same. Like from 15 minutes to 45 minutes later, I'm not the same, you know? So how
It's real.
ain't no bipolarism. We have a lot of emotions. We range through a lot of emotions. That's not bipolarism. That's feeling your feeling yourself, knowing yourself. Men should get in tune.
Whatever. You using my word because you talking about some range.
I
And
never said range.
okay, watch the tape. But anyway, so I have a theory, and I spoke on it, but maybe we can go a little further into it. And so my theory, based upon your question of why the black woman is so disrespected, is because she is a difficult piece of work. She's complex, and I think that if with anything, if you're working on it and it's too complex for you, you can disrespect it just with an excuse. So it's like I'm in history class and it's my I'm not understanding nothing I'm hearing, or I'm in math class, I'm not understanding nothing I'm hearing. Forget this class, it's stupid. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you don't understand the woman, and then you come up with an excuse for why you can't handle her, why you can't deal with her, why you're not, getting closer to her because she's complex. And
I
that's what I feel.
I never thought about that. That was a good answer. You got this jacket on. You kicking straight
Well,
knowledge.
yeah, I've been in my Quran.
You kicking straight knowledge in this jacket.
So I mean, because I what you said is something that I always said is that no two women are the same. And so men can try to put women in a box and say they're this kind of woman, they're this way, or they're that, and then when you approach them as that, and then you don't get the result that you're looking for, now you confused.
True.
You know what I mean? And now you don't know which way to go instead of in my opinion, just approaching her as a singular person and paying attention to what you have in front of you, and then just try to develop from there. But if you already pegged that person to be X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't go according to your plan, then now it becomes difficult to you, and now you disrespectful.
And then you add that to like music and lyrics, movies, professions, and all type of things like that. Learn behaviors. things that you see, things you want to emulate. Like I said, it's a culture behind it. Because I will see, I will see a black man, shuffle past a black woman, but see a white woman and be like offering her courtesy. I've seen that on the train before, and I always like be like, and not like in a racist type of way, but like I'm just gonna keep it real. I just be feeling some type of way, like you see this lady right here, but you going out your way for her. And I know that people are people. Don't say you hate me. I've been saying that line for a long time. Say y'all hate me. But like for real, why would you like extend that courtesy? You got a grandmother and you got an aunt, and she probably took care of all of y'all.
So, do you believe perception is reality?
I am not in psychiatrist class. I can't.
So
That was a deep question.
well, the reason I asked that is because I think all of us have our different perceptions on things, and how you carry through on that perception creates your own reality.
True.
And I think sometimes a person's perception of, just say we're talking about this train situation,
Mm-hmm.
a person's perspective of you just by looking at, not you in
I
particular,
understand.
but just by looking at you, they can decide whether you are cultured or not, if you are mild mannered or not, if you are a tame woman, if you are, all of those things, just by their perception, and their perception becomes their reality. So even if you're the opposite of what they think you are, in their mind, they have made a decision and moved forward on what they think you are. So you're not as poised, possibly in their mind, as this person here.
What does that have to do with the train situation? I'm lost.
So what I'm saying is, from their perception, you may not be as poised and as much of a woman as this person over here, how she carries herself.
And that goes back to who gave you that perception. Who guaranteed? Who made the standard of what is acceptable? Who said? Because a guy posted on Facebook about don't let Lizzo get y'all something like about doing too much for the summer Sam. That's disrespectful. You might not want to see it, but that's that person. Everybody has shortcomings, and then it's hard to be a woman to be able to express yourself. We all want to look pretty and girly and whatever, what have you, in our own special way. So to disrespect me based, if you don't like it, that's cool. What Jay Z say? You pay me, cost you nothing. Pay me no man. You don't got to pay me no man. You don't have to disrespect me. You don't have to belittle me. You don't have to degrade me, because there's some things about you. And if I snap back, I have an attitude. And that the more disrespect come when you disrespected me first. And it's like
Angry black chick.
exactly. Can't defend yourself. It's messed up all type of ways.
Well, I just say let it all hang out. It's 2020, y'all. Y'all finna see. 2020 mean clear vision. Y'all finna see what y'all finna see this summer. From the Megans to the Lizzos to the Rihanna.
I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think 2020 everybody's being, coming to that individuality of their own selves. I see a lot of people being strong and, pulling through.
Ooh, that we can go deep into that conversation, because if you talking about your individuality, and I see so many people thinking they own individual and they marching just like everybody else to the same drum.
But I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking about the people that I see. Just like I told you, I don't watch TV. You know what I'm saying? I see those people coming into their individuality.
Okay. Well, let's hope so.
Love and light. Shout out to Ann.
So, okay, we're gonna move on, and I want to ask you about a few people in history. And so, what I'm gonna do is,
I did not study for all these tests tonight.
Don't worry about it. That's why it's called a pop quiz. So, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. No, matter of fact, I'm just gonna throw out names.
All right.
And I'm only gonna use first names, and you have to pick one and just give me a brief reason why you picking that person. Okay.
Go.
All right. Tina or Diana? Why you laugh? Tina or Diana? That's a serious question.
what is the rules to this game again? I forget.
Pick one and tell me why. Simple, just like that.
Diana Ross. She is the Wiz. She is Lady Sings the Blues. She mahogany. She from the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? I know Tina from Nutbush, Tennessee, and she let him beat her and stuff.
She got a lick back.
No.
She won. In the limo. She won. No. Diana.
I love Tina Turner.
Okay.
But that comes like to some of those posts that I make. Like, why must a woman endure all that in order to find love? It should be breezy all the way through. And not saying I don't know what Barry Gordy backstory is. Tina put hers on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know what was going on in there. Why do women have to endure stuff like that before they, be who they are?
Well, I like to believe that her story enlightened a lot of people so that they wouldn't have to go
I feel that, but I'm Diana. Don't.
through it. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Diana. Okay, let's move forward a few years. Nicki or Cardi?
Neither one of them.
Pick one. It doesn't have to be musical. It could be.
It's definitely Cardi B. She a Libra. I was following her way before she was on TV when her teeth was out crazy on Instagram. She funny. I got remnants of them. That's my personality. I got remnants of that. She a Libra.
So what's the quick problem with Nicki? Is she too stuck up?
I never liked her music. I don't
What
like her
about
music. She a
her
pop artist.
sense of style? Yes, she is. What about her sense of style?
She a pop artist. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like her music.
Okay. All right.
Nicki fans don't kill me.
All right. So this is a trick question. Jane Byrne or Lori Lightfoot?
What is this?
They both was our mayors of Chicago.
I'm not old enough to remember anything about Jane Byrne. I think she sat in the projects. She been here 2 hours. This is not fair. I ain't got no. I ain't got
So
money.
Lori by default.
I guess.
Lori the mayor right now. We rocking with Lori. She doing some good stuff. Okay. I'll move back a little bit. Foxy or Lil Kim?
Foxy,
Why?
cause she hang with all the real rappers. She messed with Corrupt, so she was out west with Snoop. Now she came up under Jay, and she was with the firm. She got cold balls.
Okay. All right. I can't argue with you there. Here go the big argument. The Beehive or Riri?
Rihanna all day.
How? How is it all day? She don't have a hive.
Now let's get this straight. Now one of them I like my top favorite. I love both of them individually for what they do, but I pick Rihanna over Beyonce. I feel like they just be giving her this because she with Jay Z.
What? Oh, so she ain't do no work before.
She did. She did work. She did dangerously in love and stuff.
Oh, that was
But
it.
in one of my music groups today, it's so funny that you bring her up. I kicked the war off between her and Solange. I like Solange better than her.
That's just because you're trying to be eclectic.
No, she got good music. She's a writer and a producer.
She is.
That's the meat of the music.
She is. But you say Rihanna. Okay, but you said who is your favorite artist?
Of what, like
You,
how?
you just said neither one of those were your favorite artists. So who is it?
My favorite R&B artist,
I guess female artist.
past alive, like what is like that I listen to on a continuous basis.
Yeah.
Mary.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Pam or Gina?
Pam.
Why?
Cause that's Chris mama.
Not okay over there, but not over there on the okay over there, but on the show.
I still like Pam better.
Pam, why?
She funny. Pam got them jokes.
And Gina messed up Mark.
Pam got them jokes.
Yeah, Pam got him. Venus or Serena?
Um, not the one that had the baby.
What? Not Serena.
No, Venus.
Why Venus?
She had more strength and agility, but she was scared of herself.
I don't think so. I think so.
I think she was the better of the two to me.
Venus. She started out the better.
She
She
did.
was older, but I think commonly, in households with athletes, the younger athletes' biggest goal is to beat the older one.
I think so too.
And so once you're able to beat the older one, you damn near can be
At
the
the
best in the
yeah,
world.
and that's why I said that because she was the raw one when she first came out.
No, Serena is the younger one.
No, Venus was the
Right,
raw
Venus
one.
was. So you say Venus.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna use last names on this one. Vanessa Williams or Kenya Moore?
Who? And which Vanessa Williams?
Light skin, pretty eyes.
I don't like neither one of them either.
No.
No, like I hate these selections. Where did you get these
So,
from?
now
Out
the
TV
reason-
One?
No. The reason why I picked both of them because both of them was Miss USA.
Oh, they
That's
were?
paying attention. See, come on, man. We talking about Black women's history.
You did your homework. I have really
This is
failed this
common
test.
knowledge now.
I ain't know Kenya Moore was no America Miss
Yes,
America
yes,
pageant.
yes, yes.
I ain't know that.
So can you pick now or no?
Vanessa Williams.
Why?
She a singer. She was in Eraser. You like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I didn't see it.
You need to watch that. I watch old movies, not these new movies. These
Okay.
names, I ain't like them.
That's okay. Lauren or Janae?
Lauren Hill?
Lauren Hill or Janae?
What? Why would you
So
put her
so
against her?
I think there in when Lauren was in her prime, there was a following of women that understanded her music
I don't even
and
know
I
this
think
woman music. Everybody love her. What she say? What she be singing? Jane?
a lot of stuff.
I don't
She's kind
know.
of like she says probably some of the things that women don't normally say, and it's like women stand behind her. Like she has a voice for young women. I think
I'm
right
gonna
now.
listen to her because they straight be. I don't know. I'm gonna listen.
So you saying
Lauren Hill all day, every day.
why? Just because you old school? Just
No,
because you got the hat on? Which one is it?
because she write her music and you can feel that.
Oh, okay. Evelyn or Minnie?
Who are these people?
Minnie Riperton.
And Evelyn Champagne King,
Yes.
Minnie Riperton, like
Oh, okay.
these. Oh,
This easy?
that was
That's easy. Like I love both of their music.
nah. She can't compare with her.
Okay, we know Minnie goes
It
octave.
ain't even about the octaves. It's just about like the styles too. That's not the same type of style.
Okay. Now watch this and tell me if I'm on point with this one. Donna Summers or Rose Royce? I think I'm on point.
Rolls Royce,
Why?
they the car wash, and that's Alicia Myers. If you play all of that type of stuff, that's all them. I think so. Am I right, Wanda? She ain't even
Rose
listen.
Royce is Alicia Myers?
I believe so.
If you play that.
No, something I'm gonna have to look that up.
I
But
know. Wait, I know that.
what somebody from car wash is something along them groups. I can't remember right now. You put me on this pop quiz today.
Well,
I'm not.
you should have been.
Honest.
You should have studied.
I was not ready.
You should have studied. What about Jill versus Erica? That's legit. I ain't trying to hear it. That's legit.
Mm-hmm.
What? That's hard. That's a toss up.
That was hard.
Tell me why it would be Erica if it would be.
Her spirituality and her freeness and her, being in touch with her soul and who she is, her freedom. Jill got that same type of freedom too, but it's more like refined type. It's still out there, but it's still like they appeal to two different sides of me.
Do they have anything in common?
A lot.
Like what?
They both spiritual. They both spiritual. And they both musicality and both sensual and in tune and aware. They have very similar styles, but they different parts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. No two black women are the same. They are very much the same, but very much so different. And I can't even put my finger on it.
I think if you want to say Erica is a spiritual person, she can be more outside or more outside within the realm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jill's spirituality more pertains to love life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those aspects. But she used to sing for her, right?
No.
See, this is black. This ain't even woman's history. This is black woman's history.
You didn't call me
and
off
you ain't
guard.
even paying attention.
You didn't call me
you
off
mean to tell
guard.
me you didn't know Jill Scott was Erica Badu's on stage singing?
No, I didn't.
You can't tell me nothing else about music. No. You can't tell me nothing.
Go to this next topic.
All right, I got last one. This just Michelle or Minnie? Michelle Obama. Winnie Mandela.
Winnie Mandela.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Come on with it. Why?
Those are different circumstances. That's
Agreed.
a different country. This is America.
Agreed. But they were both in representation with their husband in movements.
I understand, but
the first lady. So I'm just saying that's the comparison. I'm not saying what's
yeah, but
better.
this is America. Okay. This is why everybody want to be here. The illusion of freedom, but for the most part, you can be whatever you want to be.
Agreed.
So to be somewhere else and to, have to go through that, that's a lot of strength and agility.
Yeah, especially when Nelson was locked up for so long. She was the
Exactly.
head of the anti-apartheid. So
Exactly.
yeah. Um. Okay. I don't like your answers. I'm mad, but I'm gonna give you a pass because you don't know nothing about music.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're gonna do?
So
That's not common knowledge, though, is it?
I knew all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, we're gonna move into another segment, and we're gonna talk about succotash,
Okay.
or we're gonna do a memory. Which one you want to do? I'm gonna leave it open for you.
I mean, you didn't came in today with this jacket on, this pop quiz. I'm scared. I'm not prepared. I'm
This is
just
by any means necessary, my friend.
you is crazy. Um, I think I want to do a Thursday throwback. It's Women's History Month, and I want to talk about my grammar school teachers. I want to talk about three of them in particular, and they go in succession. My fourth grade teacher, my fifth grade teacher, my sixth grade teacher, all women. Fourth grade was Miss Garnett. She was a black woman. She taught us chess, and we used to go see ballet and plays and stuff. And she always used to have a big word of the day on the board. And if you knew it, you would get a snicker. Black woman. She always used to wear scarves and brooches and stuff. Real dope lady. That was a good experience in fourth grade. Fifth grade was Miss Greg. I can't remember too much about her, but I had a student teacher, Miss Steiner, the Steiner brothers from wrestling. Those was her brothers. You don't know wrestling,
No.
but Miss Steiner, her brothers was wrestlers, and she brought them to the school and let us meet them and stuff. Our student teacher, and we made a newspaper in fifth grade. A straight editorial, funny section, sales papers. We ran a straight newspaper, ran it through the press and everything. I love that experience. I always remember that. That's why I like to write, and I do my stuff on. That's why I do Sunday Funnies on
Okay.
Facebook.
She's your inspiration on that. Okay.
And sixth grade was Miss Valentino. She was this. I don't know what she was, but she was a historian major, and everything she taught us was about history. She taught us about Greek mythology. I mean, I know she had to be in art too because we made some murals of some Greek gods, and I made Aphrodite, of course. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
Of course, that was my favorite god, and
Why?
love. I love love, and not just in a man woman type of way, but together and nurturing and all type of stuff. I love the earth. We need to recycle more.
Says the woman drinking out of plastic cans. Okay. Uh.
I'm gonna put a recycling bin.
Okay.
And we did early world history in sixth grade, all the way from the beginning of the time to the Americas. And we did a mural on top of the wall. Like each chapter, we would do a mural, like do it in art and put it on the wall in the timeline around the top of our classroom. Like those was like some dope little years, and it's a shame that our kids don't get to have education like that. They stop busing us to schools like that. If kids see stuff like that, look how I'm 40 years old, I still remember that. Open up your mind and let you be creative and think. So I just want to talk about that for Women's History Month. I'm three teachers.
That's pretty cool. So I know you have a close friend that works in the school system. Have you ever suggested some of those ideas to her?
Man, we got so much stuff cooking in the pot.
That's good. No, because I really feel your point about some of the old school teachings and things that we got to learn back in the day. And you're right. If you go into some of the schools, I've worked in the schools for some of the past 10 years, and some of those things are not there. You have a lot of schools just reaching for different programs, trying to figure out what these kids will respond to. And I think some of those stuff, like we've gotten so technical that I think if you can go back to some of this hands-on stuff, kids will find a new appreciation for it.
I mean, I have so many ideas on so many things that I want to do. I just got to take it one step at a time. But those are definite things that we want to institute all the time. We always talk those type of lofty goals. That's the type of stuff we talk about when we get together. When we sipping wine, we talk about stuff like that all the time. So those are definitely things that is on our eyesight, things that we want to do. I got a child with special needs. It's a lot of stuff I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So of course.
Anything else you want to share?
I didn't like that you hit this test today that I ain't studied for, but it was good. I liked it.
Whatever. Learn a little bit more about music. Um, I want to share a review of a movie.
Okay.
Um, it came out in 2019 and it is by Lena Waithe, and it was I mentioned it earlier. It was Queen and Slim,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is a great movie for Black people to watch.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it already, um, this is something that you need to watch based on the happenings in the world today with people of color. The movie was based on two young Black people who went out on the first date and they found out that they didn't have much in common. So on the way home, they bonded a little bit more, but it was clear that they wouldn't be seeing each other again. Just by happenstance, small coincidences, they get pulled over, and through an unplanned seam of events, um, the officer winds up getting killed by them.
Mm.
And so from that point on, they were on the run from they were fugitives of the law. Um, so the reason why I like this movie is because it begins to give perspective, and I think the perspective that it begins to give is different perspectives on Black people and how they respond to worldwide Black situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
As they traveled, they were refugees, and they traveled throughout the United States to try to get to a certain place. They ran across a lot of different people, and there were people who supported them because this event had become famous. Come to find out that this cop was a crooked cop, crooked white cop who had killed somebody in the past, and people were more or less taking this as a movement. So you had Black people that were saying they were proud of them. Um, you had people who said that they will become immortal because of what they were doing for this race. It has been now taken as a movement. Um, you have people who said that this is them leaving their mark on the world.
Mm.
And there were, a couple times that Black people in the movie said that, leave your mark, let them know that you existed. There were people who were saying that even I want to be immortal. I want to take pictures. I want to do something that lets the world know that I was here. And then you have people who criticize you in that for the moves that you made in that moment. There was a particular scene where a guy was fixing their car and he knew who they were. He knew they were criminals, running from the law, and he told them, basically that you guys could have handled that situation better and
Mm.
you wouldn't be in this situation. So there were a lot of opinions thrown around. And then they also, traveled a little bit more and found themselves in a safe space where they were around people that looked like them and they knew what they had done. But, for right now, you're safe. You can mingle, dance, whatever. Um, but one of the biggest parts in the movie that really caught me was, like I said, they went on a date. They didn't bond, in that atmosphere. But now that they're kind of forced to be together, they started to create a bond. And he asked the young lady, like, what do you want? What is it that you want from a relationship? And she said, I want a man to help me see how ugly I am. I want,
What?
she said, I want him to hold my hand while I reveal all my scars.
Oh, okay.
And she said, but I don't want him to fix my scars. She said, I want to heal them on my own. I just want him to be there to hold my hand. And I thought that was incredible. And I thought it summed up a lot of things that Black women and independent Black women would like to say. Like I don't need a man. I just want him to be there. And if he's real enough for me to help me see my scars and help me heal my scars, he's done enough for me. And I was proud of her in that moment because I feel like she encompassed a lot of perceptions that the Black woman has. I think she was able to, sum it up in such a way to represent Black women, and I was just proud of her through that movie. So they went on a, this run across the United States trying to get to, some plane or something, and then ultimately there was another representation of a Black man who uh, led them to their demise. He tricked them
Mm.
and kind of turned them in. And at the end of the movie, when they were standing in front of the police and the police were about to shoot, she said she wanted to be his legacy because he told her in that same conversation that I never let your hand go. and it was a beautiful moment. And so when the police got upon them, and they had their guns drawn on her, they shot her. They shot and killed her, and she fell to the ground. And he picked her up, and he held her hand until they shot and killed him. And it was just a beautiful representation of black men and black women sticking together. And so, when they publicized it on TV in this movie, all of those people who shared opinions watched, and they were hurt unitedly, whether they thought that they made bad moves, whether they wanted them to be immortal, whether they supported that black movement. Everybody who watched it on TV was hurt by it. And so I think it encompassed all of the different perspectives, or just about all the different perspectives that we have when we see situations like, people getting killed, black people getting killed and unlawfully and things like that. So if you haven't seen Queen and Slim, I very much suggest
I haven't seen it.
Check it out.
I'm
Check
not.
it out. You talking about this soul eraser stuff with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nah, Queen and Slim.
I'm not watching it.
Why not?
I don't like movies. I don't like TV no more.
But watch Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie.
That was in like 1993.
And you're suggesting it in 2020. Okay.
We talked about Vanessa Williams.
She was in more recent movies than 1983.
What? Hoodlum?
She did a movie with Sid Entertainment.
I don't know.
She's Miss USA.
She in Hoodlum. She Bumpy Johnson's girlfriend.
Well, anything else you want to share on this beautiful day? Because it's about you. You know what?
It ain't about me.
You know why it's about you? Because we're gonna try to make some more history. So like I said,
if it's about me, can I get back in my seat next time?
You definitely can.
I feel like
I told you, sometimes you don't know you're making history until history is made. And you see which side of the line you stand on. So we're gonna make history right now. So next time y'all come back to the show, she said this her seat. I'm gonna let her have it. She claiming it. We doing Black women's history right now, and Age is gonna be the next person to represent us in Black woman history.
Did you just give me a Rockefeller chain? You dressed like
yeah, but it's gonna be a tiara though. It's gonna be a tiara.
It's time for me to get Poochie.
Yeah, it's time for her to get Poochie.
Shout out to Sam.
Shout out to Sam. They say every time a woman in show business get too far, she go and get her a little purse dog, and she done already named her dog Poochie. So
that's an old joke on something.
She turned to the dog now. So just wrapping up, I really appreciate Black women blazing the roads and starting new things, and
it's Women History Month though.
Yeah, but if you noticed, every woman that I spoke on was a Black woman.
It is, but just incorporate us all.
I'm incorporating you all, but as we discussed earlier, in the Black movement, the Black woman is pushed to the back. In the woman movement, the Black woman is pushed to the back. So we're gonna push her to the front today.
I love that. Once again, happy Thursday. This is Asia America on IntellectualRadio.com. We out.
We out.